Hi guys, this is Santiago Zapata, also known as Slashie. I am the lead developer of NovaMundi, and yeah, today is the last day of Tokyo Game Show. At least the last live stream that we had planned or scheduled. Um, and the idea today is I'm going to do like a very quick run through the history of NovaMundi, our current project. First, I'm going to just display the trailer, and then yeah, I will just go through the history of the game, and then just making sure that my microphone was working, and then yeah, then just discussing a bit about the future of the project. So it's going to be a very quick stream, I believe. If you haven't, make sure to watch the stream from the gameplay of day 2 of Tokyo Game Show. It was a pretty complete gameplay, and also day 1, but day 2 was fun because we had Camilo Ramirez, another developer of the project. He was playing the game and having fun, so it was quite interesting. Gotta mention that we did this trailer for the Steam launch, the Steam page launch. We are on Steam. If you like the game, you can wishlist us there. And as a summary, well, Novamundi is a game focused on exploration. So you assemble an expedition and you're uh, like journeying around this wild, in this case jungle, looking for something, right? Looking to complete a mission or just to discover like different animal species or plant species, or just to see like what's happening in this world. Also like remnants of previous expeditions, stuff like that. It's not RTS, it's not a colonization simulator because you cannot do that. You cannot settle in the world. You cannot attack like the tribes that live there in the world. You are just like a visitor, fulfilling a mission and learning about the world. With that being said, let's go very quickly to the history. So, Novamundi used to be called Expedition. That was like the name of the project for a long time. It kind of evolved, starting from the an entry for the 7-day roguelite challenge, which is this one, complete with a character-based display and with a lot of inspiration from Seven Cities of Gold. Some things still remain from this initial idea, but the entire focus of has changed. Not that it had a lot of focus. I mean that was one of the main problems with the project, with the expedition project, that um, it was not like very well defined, like what to do once you arrive to the new world. So there was some kind of colonization simulation, but it was not very in deep. And the idea of discovering stuff, um, as you traveled around this land, was always there, but was never really developed. As the game evolved from this initial version to something like with a graphical user interface with the years, but still keeping like the same overall design. Um, so yeah, it's always suffer of that. You could always like assemble an expedition, get supplies for the expedition, and yeah, I think one of the main parts of the game, which is actually not present right now in Novamundi, it was the voyage, or like, right, like the sailing from Spain to the new world, because that's what we are seeing here. So there's like some simulation of the storms, and you gotta like evade these storms and take care of the integrity of your ships and all that. But once you arrive to the new world, well, there wasn't much to be done, and it wasn't really balanced. And so yeah, that's what Expedition was. Um, Eventually, we even included some more detailed uh, graphics and a complete mouse interface, because initially it was keyboard only. Uh, but yeah, so at some point, I'm talking about 2009, so over 10 years ago. At some point, I decided to drop it, to drop the idea, and well, yeah, it stood like dormant for a long time. And then a couple years ago, we start like, well, along the years, I have always wondered about the best way to kind of finish the project. Um, but yeah, only a couple years ago was when we decided to like really give it another go, like another serious effort at producing something different. And so we decided to go with 3D because one of the things that always wanted was like allowing the player to really have this challenge of not getting lost in the world. And that's hard to do in 2D because you don't have like a free rotation, so you are always with the eight cardinal directions, and like moving that around, moving the viewport, like rotating the viewport or that kind of stuff just doesn't work very well. So that's one of the reasons why we went with 3D. Um, so yeah, but still, uh, it was a lot of like exploration of what we really wanted the game to be. And finally, I mean, it's been a couple years of a lot of changes, a lot of different ideas. Initially, we just wanted like to create like a huge sandbox where you could do anything you wanted. Another one of the inspirations that we had was Uncharted Waters. This is an old RPG with simulation aspects from Koei, I believe. Um, so yeah, just like roaming the ocean and from port to port, and also being able to just land and interact with the countries where you landed and also settle if you wanted. But yeah, it was huge. We have even like worked so that you could. I mean, at some point, we had a complete world map loaded, and you could like just go anywhere you wanted in a very low resolution, actually, um, map. So, oh, right, okay. So yeah, then yeah, with the months, we arrived to what we have now. So there has been a lot of changes. Mainly, for example, we are no longer trying to create like an entire world, right? We have like gone like scaled it down into. We don't want to do that because what we would rather do is have like a very detailed and very interesting and fun um, small part of the world, a region of the world, instead of trying to create like an entire continent and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing now. And also we kind of shifted from trying to encompass, if you I want, this is like a kind of charter for what we wanted for the original expedition, and I think we wanted everything. I mean, you could discover stuff, you could colonize, combat another army, seafaring, piracy, I mean, anything. Um, so we changed that idea, and now we are focusing just on exploration. Um, and we still don't have like a finalized vision, right? Because that's one of the things I wanted to mention. Like one of the takeaways from Tokyo Game Show from this experience and from the feedback that we have had from people is that I think there's still a lot to do to kind of complement and provide like a more complete gameplay experience. We have a game already, but I believe we need to like put together some more stuff to provide like a more complete gameplay experience and more replayability. And but I believe that having like a much more focused idea of what we want the player to be able to do, or what they call the player fantasy, helps a lot. So so yeah, what else? I don't know. I mean, that's what we are now. Now, talking about the future, I think one of the major things that I wanted to share is that we have been considering different options for what we want to do in the future with the project. And I believe what we're going to do is we're going to have an early access release very early next year, maybe January. And I believe that's going to help us a lot because we are going to be able to kind of respond more to the feedback from the players and like continue building the game, like investing on the things that are really interesting for the players. I believe that we are in a good position to do the early access release because the main part or the main aspects of the game are set, and I don't believe that they are going to change. Um, but the details and these small things that make the players happy is what I believe being having the game on early access is going to help a lot with. So I wanted to just announce that. Um, Also invite everybody to just contribute with your ideas if you want for the project. We are going to be releasing also like an early beta access or a beta version for playtesters to have like a first glimpse of the project. We are also addressing some technical things, right? Because we want the game to be available and playable in as many platforms as possible. So once these things are done, I believe we're going to be ready to for this first round of playtesting in like a more broad audience. Um, so yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Please follow us on Twitter. We are at slashwareint, and keep in touch. Let us know what you like about the game. As I mentioned in the we had a pretty complete playthrough um, 2 days ago on day two of Tokyo Game Show. It's up on our YouTube channel and also um, on well on Twitch for the moment. We are aiming to release on Mac. That's initially our plan is to have this for Windows and Mac and maybe Linux. We are kind of, I mean, we are using Unity, so maybe it's not going to be like a very big um, effort for us to support Linux as well. But um, but yeah, Mac is definitively planned, and we have also been asked about languages, initial languages, and we're aiming initially for English and Spanish. That's the main or initial languages that we're going to be doing. Um, so yeah, that's I believe what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us via Twitter. Is maybe a good way to contact us out. So thank you for watching. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, for Linux, it seems working with Steam is kind of easy. Um, we'll have to like do some tests. The problem with Linux, what we or the idea that I have so far with Linux is that even if it's not a lot of work, it's additional work, and it may not be worth it based on the number of people that uses Linux for gaming. Um, but historically, I mean, Expedition, the initial versions of Expeditions were available for Linux, and we even got featured in some Linux gaming portals because there's not many games. I mean, it's a different kind of games, I guess. So yeah, that's definitively not discarded, and also probably consoles in the future. But I think we're focusing on having like an initial PC version that is fun, and once if people likes it and starts playing it, we may consider like a more I don't know how to close this, and I have a single screen here, so yeah, it looks fun. um, So yeah, we may consider like different additional platforms. All right, so thank you for watching, and as I mentioned, stay in touch, and I will see you around.